Hello. Today our task is to prepare, with the help of TruTopsBoost, a program for a PRIMA Platino machine. In TruTopsBoost we program a normal TruMph machine. We prepare the technology and we prepare the LST-File. And we need now to convert this LST file to the ISO file, which is required for the PRIMA Platino machine. I minimize the Texon cut window and we will start the LST converter application. And here many thanks to our two customers, one in Poland, Mr. Paweł from Węgrów, and the other customer in the Czech Republic, Mr. Michał. They help us to test or provide some checks in the conversion procedure with tries on the machine with the new prepared by our company converter approaches. Not every time successful at the beginning. And many helps thanks to our colleague from the CAD/CAM department from TruMph in Czech Republic, Mr. Martin, who prepared the conversion of the application interface. Let us start the LST converter. The LST converter is a simple application where we have two machines, the source machines, the first on the list, and the other is the destination machine. We would like to get the ISO data files for the PRIMA power machine, even for this one. What should be done next? Next, we have to release the program prepared in TruTopsBoost to the transfer folder of the TruMph machine. It means that in the transfer folder there is the name, the file with the name test, and we will go back to our conversion application. We can just simply drag and drop the LST file into the application window. The system recognizes from the information in the header of the LST data file for which machine, with which technology table, for which machine, material, sheet dimensions and sheet thickness the program was prepared. And when we would like to get the ISO data file for the PRIMA Platino machine, we can predefine a transfer folder for this machine. The transfer folder is shown here in this window. And before we press the button for the conversion, we can choose the type of the conversion. The program from the Texon cut level was prepared as a simple cut program, and preparing the final program for the PRIMA Platino machine, we can choose if in this program will be done or not done vaporization. It's the first option. The vaporization with the first option will not be done. Then the second option, that we can vaporize the piercing points in the particular part cutted, each after other. We can choose the third option, where we can vaporize the piercing points on the whole sheet before cutting the parts. And the last option, where is most usable, where we vaporize all contours in a particular part before we cut these contours, and after finished cutting, the system moves and processes the next part. In the next part, the system first vaporizes all contours and then cuts all contours to the program end. Depending what we choose, then we can press the convert button. After pressing the convert button, the system informs us about the finished conversion, and then in the transfer folder we get the final NC file for the PRIMA Platino machine. We can open it with, for example, Notepad and check what was prepared by the conversion procedure. I will say it's a so-called manual conversion. Of course, you can configure your windows for pressing, for example, the right mouse button and then assign with each program the LST data file should be open, and you can choose and assign the LST converter. But our idea is other. We go now to the configuration screen of the converter, input the current password, and with this password we can go into the configuration window. In the first tab of the configuration window, we can input the name of the database of TruTopsBoost. Why we need this? Because with the connection to the TruTopsBoost database, we can input in a special table in TruTopsBoost the name of our converter application, and with this input, TruTopsBoost will know that he can use the LST converter as an additional program for reprocess the converter prepared LST files. Before we use this, we have first of all to test our connection to the database. If such window appears, it means we have the connection. And in the second step, we should give a simple name of our conversion application. With this name, our conversion application will be visible for the user of TruTopsBoost when he will configure which program should be used for additional processing of the normally generated LST file. Let us use this name, and now I push the button Set Tops Call. The system asks me if I would like to input the data record into the Boost database. Yes. Okay. Nothing special, but now we leave the converter application. We'll go back to our text on cut. And in our text on cut, we go to the files and configuration of the machine, and in the last tab we can go to the programs and editor, and we can check that with our already done procedure of connecting LST converter to the TruTopsBoost, we got here the input about how the LST converter should be started from the boost level. It's our first configuration. Now we go to the view of our sheet, and here in the button of NC-files preparation, I have here a little arrow. I press the arrow, I go to the parameter, and in the parameter I can set the option of usage after LST-file preparation of an additional processing program, and we now use our name, converter PRIMA. I press OK. I go back to our overview of our job, but first of all I need now to do something special. I will leave for this moment our text and cut. I will go back with our program. I will unrelease our program. I go to text on cut again, and now we will check the contents of our folders. The transfer folder of the LST files from TruTopsBoost is empty. We will make empty our transfer folder for the PRIMA machine because we have to prepare everything for our show. And now, from the level of all sheets in the job overview, I start the NC program generation, and we will see now that the converter starts automatically, and we just have to press the convert, and before of the convert we can choose which vaporization method should be used for the PRIMA Platino. Okay, we can press the button, we leave our converter, we check the contents of the transfer folder of our PRIMA machine. The program is ready. But our idea is to make the process more automatically. I will remove the program. The folder is empty again. We go to the option File. We go to the configuration of our machine. We go to the Programs editor. And now we adjust the call of our converter. Let us say that we would like to start our converter with the vaporizing functionality, and we would like to have the fourth option. It means all contours should be vaporized. It means we give here the vaporization option 4, and then we get the next command, run, that forces our converter to prepare the conversion, but without displaying the converter window on the screen. Let us try how it works. I will save it, go back. I will switch. Oh, I doesn't have to switch. I am on the job overview. Let us check if our transfer folder is empty. It's empty. And now we start our NC generation. Nothing happened on the screen, but in our PRIMA transfer folder we have our test program. It means with these simple operations we forced TruTopsBoost while preparing the LST-file for Trump machine to call the converter program, and the converted program makes in the background his daily work. It's a very simple procedure, but there are other possibilities. I make here the addition again, and then I will say that it would be nice if I can select which type of vaporization or no vaporization will be used directly preparing the programs from the boost level. How to do this? Very simple. I edit my input in the boost database about the conversion program. I prepare the next version of our conversion program call, and I will say it, his name will be vaporization method 1. It means no vaporization. I have to adjust the parameters of call of our NC program generator, and then I say save it. The system prepared the second input. The first one, it was as previous. The second is with vaporize, no vaporize, and we do the next move. Vaporize with the method 2. Vaporize with the method 3. And then we make something strange. We do the vaporizing method 4, it means all contours. And then I remove the first prepared automatically inputted on our database. Here is the button remove. It means I have these 4 versions. We finish our configuration, and now I go to the single sheet view. In this mode I can edit my parameters of calling my NC programs call, and before I prepare the NC file for the old job, I simply said I would like to have to vaporize all piercing points in the part, and I would like to do it partwise. It's the second method of the vaporization of the conversion application. Press OK. And then I switch to the job view and let us prepare the conversion. Now we have in our converter folder the next version of the converted program. We can check this, and here we have the vaporization commands of our piercing points in the body of the procedure for cutting particular part. But it's still working directly conversion from the TruTopsBoost, and it can be used. But there is another type of usage of the converter. I do something like this, that I remove the direct call of the converter from the TruTopsBoost and switch to the job view and then prepare the program again. In our PRIMA converter folder, I remove our file and I do this LST file generation once again, because we should know that the file does not exist. The converter does not work because we switch it off. And now we will start again our conversion application. Manually. And again visit our configuration. But before I do this, I need the folder where are prepared our LST files after release of the LST file, like a program which is ready for cutting. I copy this path in the clipboard. I go to the configuration window of the converter. I choose now the last tab where are put or insert the contents of my clipboard. It means the path to the LST files which will be released by the release procedure of TruTopsBoost. We need for the next operation a backup folder where the system, after recognizing, then in the transfer folder will appear a released LST file, will copy this converted LST file to a backup directory. I will remove the contents of the backup directory because we need it for our analysis. We go to the transfer folder, the folder is empty, and now we will turn on the automatic conversion procedure. The converter with this setting will convert all programs which will appear in the transfer folder, and we can say even in the subfolders that maybe appear in the transfer folder. But we put on this automatic conversion. This will start his work after we restart our converter. I start the converter again. The converter started, and the system informs me with this window, which will appear every 5 seconds in the upper corner, that there are no files. There are not. We go to our text on cut. I minimize our converter. We go to our text on cut task, and now we release our program. With the program release, in the transfer folder there appear the LST test XML and test setup plan, but in this 5 seconds the system already made his conversion and already copied the original LST file to the backup. Just copied. I will unrelease the program, and maybe we will try to do this a little bit faster. And again, I remove all already converted files. And now I show our transfer folder. And I press release. And in the PRIMA transfer folder, we have the ISO file ready. So I hope this explanation will help the user to use the TruTopsBoost with the possibility, with the help of LST converter, to prepare programs for the PRIMA Platino machines. Thank you very much for your attention.